Greetings from World University and School and the Claremont Berkeley Public Library on Monday, November 24th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And as we wait to see if people will join this open WUS news and question and answer on this Monday, November 24th, 2025, I'd like to share a little news with you. Dear Universitians at World University and School, which is like Wikipedia in 342 languages approximately, and growing with CC4 licensed MIT OpenCourseWare in 7 languages. Dear Universitians, friends, Hack for Social Impact 2025 in SF, San Francisco, new friends. Christina Luntz, the Center for Feminist Foreign Policy. All greetings. Here are the best Steam Creative Commons licensed OpenCourseWare wiki. Grow with Google WUS World University and School. WUS Weekly Business Meeting. WUS News and Q&A, Agenda and News for 11/24 to season for a week and to invite feedback and your thinking in a variety of ways. I posted this last Monday, 11/17 for today's 11/24 WUS Weekly Business Meeting. I posted the agenda and news to welcome your feedback in a variety of ways. And again, with the one nonprofit 501c3 legal entity wing, World University and School, and 2, the for-profit General Stock Company legal entity in California wing, the Academic Press at World University and School, the WUS Educational Services Stores, both planned in 200 countries and in 7,000 languages, still sharing the root domain, how best to code for wings, for both wings, artificial intelligence platforms, build them out in each of all 200 countries and in all 7,159 living languages, and potentially in WUS seeking to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, each a Wikidata PIN number from here, you at World University. Plan for 2 bank accounts still, and regarding 1, developing the 501c3 World University and School main wing with its GuideStar profile. As GuideStar, Candid GuideStar develops its platform, and 2, possibly even multi-listing the WUS Corporation on many stock exchanges, but starting with 1 stock exchange, 1 board or 2 boards, and in seeking to use AI in the boardrooms. Perhaps some WUS boards of directors for this will emerge further in communication with Stanford Law Rock Center in these regards. WUS is glad to have attended at Stanford Law Rock Center Board GPT, using AI in the boardroom, a webinar online. And here's the recording of the webinar from October 10th, 2025. And glad also to have attended in these regards corporate law at the crossroads regarding Delaware and corporation law on October 29th, 2025 from the Stanford Law Rock Center for Corporate Governance, and see the blog post beginning small world Pagonia in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com in October of 2025. Greetings further from free, best, STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, CC, OpenCourseWare, Wiki, hashtag grow with Google WUAS, World University and School. World University and School, WUS, like Wikipedia, in about 342 languages and seeking to grow to all 7,159 known living languages, with MIT OpenCourseWare in its 7 languages and seeking to develop in all 200 countries' main and official languages initially for free online degrees, continues to grow and develop. And regarding previous versions of OpenCourseWare, such as the translated courses from MIT OpenCourseWare, where MIT OpenCourseWare, 6 languages that it's been translated into with its CC4 licensing include traditional Chinese, Turkish, Spanish, Portuguese, Persian, and Korean. It's been translated into other languages too, institutionally, but these are the current ones actively posted by MIT OpenCourseWare at this OpenCourseWare link without the MIT name in it. And also seeking to grow and develop, WS is seeking to grow and develop. And regarding previous versions of OpenCourseWare, such as the courses listed by departments from MIT OpenCourseWare. There are about 38 of them, starting with aeronautics and astronautics, anthropology, architecture, athletics, physical education and recreation, biology, biological engineering, brain and computer and cognitive science, through to writing and humanistic studies. And via Wiki, World University and School, WS News and Question and Answer, World University and School continues to grow and develop, and which meets on Mondays and is free and open, and is meeting today, November 24th at 9 a.m. Mexico time, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Mountain time, 1 p.m. USA Eastern time and Canada Eastern time, 5 p.m. GMT time, Western Europe time, 10:30 p.m. India time, 1 a.m. Tuesday the next day, Hong Kong time. But please check your time converter from any of your 24 time zones to join the open WS weekly business meeting with your questions and answers, with your questions about how World University and School might help your country, for example, or if you know students who might be interested in matriculating for free online degrees at World University and School. So this so what for GuideStar Candid, which is affiliated with the Internal Revenue Service in the USA, the IRS, are the next steps in coding 501c3 federal tax exempt World University and Schools profile at GuideStar, guidestar.org/profile/27-3105368. I continue to check back at World University and Schools GuideStar profile, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next developments that World University and School might grow with per GuideStar affiliated with the IRS. Are these WUS weekly business meetings an innovative kind of unprogrammed friends, NTF, NTQ, non-theist friends, non-theist Quakers, Quaker monthly business meeting? Perhaps. Glad to have attended also on November 8th and Sunday, November 9th, 2025, 2 weekends ago, the Hack for Social Impact, second year, 2025, beginning, which offered which had many great social impact projects for which hackers from many different countries, but many based in San Francisco Bay Area, developed hacking projects over these 2 days, and much with agentic AI. Fascinating time for networking for World University and School. More about this later. All the best, Abolitionally, a best Steam Creative Commons licensed OpenCourseWare Wiki, World Univ and SCH WUS abolition movement is growing. And see the blog post Lotus Kamala Padma in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com from July of 2025 in these regards. And in WUS seeking also to code for 7.9 billion people on the planet and to end poverty worldwide and to create free universal education, both free degrees and free people-to-people wiki teaching and wiki learning and wiki schools. Friendly NTF NTQ Quaker greetings, Scott. I'm Scott GK McCloud. The recording of today's 11/24/25 weekly business meeting will be posted to youtube.com/Scott McCloud World University /videos. So further, agenda item 1 on the World University and School wing, the first of 2 WUS wings, a 501c3 or similar nonprofit, see the GuideStar profile listing, CC license, best STEM, best STEAM open courseware centric wing, and wiki 2. worlduniversityandschool.org is its current website, beginning website. So further, agenda item 1, outreach to Christina Luntz of Center for Feminist Foreign Policy in London and Berlin, originally from Germany. With regard to World University and School, how best to navigate related foreign policy questions as Free World University and School grows in all 200 countries and in their main languages. In der Türkei, zum Beispiel, in Turkey. I wrote to her partly in German in this contact email. Wollen Sie vielleicht Deutschland World University and School auf Deutsch sich entwickeln? And the Germany World University and School wiki page, Wiki University planned in German. Accessible from the nation states wiki subject page, each a major planned online university building on ocw.mit.edu's more than 2,500 free courses online in English. So I asked her, would she like to help develop Germany World University and School in German? And also with many Turks living in Germany, would she also be interested potentially in developing World University and School foreign policy wise in Turkey? So further, greetings, Christina, from the San Francisco Bay Area and MIT OpenCourseware centric in 7 languages with that link from mit.ocw.edu. Wiki and in a Grow with Google WUS program, World University and School planned as major world-class universities in each of all 200 countries and in their 7,159 known living languages as large language models, large in part for free online degrees, bachelor, PhD, law, medicine, IB, high school, similar AAAS, and master's degrees from home, and as wiki schools for people-to-people wiki teaching and wiki learning. How are you? Wie geht es Ihnen? Ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch reden. Ich habe in Deutschland ein Jahr lang gewohnt, zum Teil mit einer Quaker-Familie. Und ich habe ein undergraduate feministische Thesis am Reed College in Portland, Oregon, vor vielen Jahren geschrieben. So I lived in Germany many years ago, in 1981, 1982, for 13 months, and in part with a Quaker family, and also wrote an undergraduate feminist thesis at Reed College in Portland, Oregon. How best to navigate related foreign policy questions as Free World University and School grows in all 200 countries and in their main languages. In Turkey, for example, And would you like to develop Germany World University and School in German? There are numerous foreign policy questions, potentially even in communicating with the German government and the German Ministry of Education, for example. Wie können wir am besten darüber sprechen? Mit freundlichen Grüßen, Scott. So I haven't heard back from her yet. Potentially I will. And World University and School might begin to proceed further with developing in Germany and possibly in Turkey and in other countries she may have familiarity with in her Center for Feminist Foreign Policy. So further, agenda item 2, Roche Manifold collaboration with World Universe and SCH even, and in one iterating realistic virtual Earth. On Twitter, on George Church's Twitter feed, George Church is a Harvard and a MIT professor of genetics in the Harvard Medical School. He recently posted someone named Pierce, who has worked in his lab at Harvard Medical School, and a company this Pierce started called Manifold, and how Roche, the Swiss-based pharmaceutical company, and Manifold were beginning to collaborate again. And they're also, I think Roche has also headquarters in the San Francisco Bay Area. And Pierce is, I think, from San Francisco. And so I created a set of Twitter posts, hashtag Roche Manifold collaboration with at World Univ and SCH in one iterating, hashtag Realistic Virtual Earth, and see Peter Norvig's incredible hashtag Tulify AI WUAS article, revolutionizing education with machine learning and AI, World University in School, updated March 2nd, 2024 on the Tulify.ai website. And a Roche Manifold collaboration with World University in School, hashtag for pharma, hashtag for drug discovery, all in a realistic virtual Earth. And think Google Street View with Time Slider, GMaps, TensorFlow AI, Google Molecule View, and Google Atom View levels. So see more about this in the blog post beginning Rosa Multiflora in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com in November of 2025. Agenda item 3. This is a coding question with remarkable implications potentially for combining the Flywire connectome, a wiring diagram of the Drosophila fly brain that Princeton University helped create, which began as a citizen science coding project to create this wiring diagram of the Drosophila fly, and how to drag and drop it at World University in School quite simply into Google Street View, Google Maps, and Google Street View with Time Slider, but also Google Cell View with Time Slider, Google Molecule View with Time Slider, etc., to inquire about even Drosophila fly consciousness regarding subjective experience. So I created a set of Twitter posts about this, how to hashtag drag and drop at WUAS, the hashtag Flywire connectome, flywire.ai, which started as a hashtag citizen science, hashtag flybrain, hashtag fly wiring diagram into hashtag G Street View with hashtag G time slider. And I gave the Street View link to the Harbin Hot Springs Gatehouse as just an example of Google Street View with time slider, where there's 3 dates there, 2024, 2012, and 2007, to inquire about Drosophila fly consciousness ray subjective experience. So this would involve having potentially coded Google Street View with time slider at the cell view level for the neural wiring diagram that everyone coded together initially in the with the FlyWire connectome. Could we, in doing so, begin to ask new questions about consciousness as subjective experience? One definition of subjective experience. Subjective experience is one definition of consciousness. So I asked Gemini AI about this. And I asked, how can I drag and drop the current FlyWire connectome, which started as a hashtag citizen science wiring diagram of a fly brain, into Google Street View with time slider. And start asking questions about consciousness regarding subjective experience of Drosophila fly, and read on in the blog post beginning multiflora, Rosa multiflora, in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025 in November 11/Rosa-multiflora. Agenda item 4, regarding the Hack for Social Impact hackathon on November 9th, and World University and School greetings to Cheng Xuan and Moya Fung, who were both actively involved in hacking and developing at this hackathon. Moira Fung came from Boston and works with I think a quantum chip company, Photonics. And Cheng Shen is an Apple computer programmer who works on languages. Both are originally from China. Moira Fung and Cheng Shen, Hack for Social Impact 2025 SF, glad to be in communication. And regarding Light Matter chips, Light Matter is the company that Moira Fung works for. Hi, Moira Fung and Cheng Shen. This is a set of tweets at Hack for Social Impact 2025. Glad to be in communication. Will Light Matter chips, with a MIT Tech Review article about light matter chips, which is titled Startup Accelerates Progress Toward Light Speed Computing. Light Matter, founded by 3 MIT alumni, is using photonic computing to reinvent how chips communicate and calculate. This is an article actually in MIT News on campus and around the world by Zach Wynn on March 1st, 2024. So the Twitter post continues, will Light Matter chips help potentially with real-time music making, say between Xi'an, China, in Mandarin, and the SF Bay Area, and, for example, Scotland, in a realistic virtual Earth for music making? Was glad to have met Moira and Chung, and I'm curious further, potentially in communication with them about a whole number of things, but how to possibly speed up the internet, get to real-time music making, for example, from three very different vastly apart locations. And also regarding how potentially to develop China World University and School in Chinese and emerging from MIT OpenCourseWare in traditional Chinese and potentially translating most of the 2,500 courses from English into Chinese for Chinese people to matriculate from home in China and around the world for free WUAS degrees. Read more about this in a blog post beginning Bing D Lotuses in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/11/Bing D-lotuses.html. Agenda item 5. WUS knocking back international organized crime and growing a worldwide abolition movement. As World University and School, that's the Twitter feed handle, World Univ and SCH, grows further a worldwide hashtag WUS abolition movement to protect people, e.g. from modern slavery, and in hashtag WUS coding for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, with mindpie.com/SGKMAC. You can get your own MindPie daily, free money with that URL and invitation code. To end poverty, and from you at World University, WUS is glad to be knocking back hashtag international organized crime, and see agenda item B in the WS News and Question and Answer blog post beginning Maroon Bells, Snowmass Wilderness, Colorado, in World University and School.blogspot.com's blog in November of 2025, and in my blog beginning with the same, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/11 Maroon Bells, Snowmass Wilderness, Colorado. So a set of Twitter posts about this. As World Univ and SCH grows further a worldwide WUS abolition movement to protect people, e.g. from modern slavery, and encoding for 7.9 billion people on the planet, with mindpie.com/SGKMAC, glad to be knocking back hashtag international organized crime. So this was not retweeting a Twitter post from a few years ago that I've retweeted a number of times. Worldwide Days is the Twitter feed handle. French Guiana celebrates Abolition Day on 10 June, marking the end of slavery in 1848. Read more about this in also the blog post beginning Rosa Multiflora. Agenda item 6. I found this new George Church Longevity and Aging Reversal 2025 video, The End of Aging and Extinction, Dr. George Church on Longevity, Dire Wolves, and Woolly Mammoths, on the Harvard University website page from the Wyss Institute. And I encourage you to check it out regarding George Church's remarkable knowledge about the way longevity might work. And for example, his success with woolly mammoths and de-extincting them, proof of concept wise, in a number of ways, as well as potentially with dire wolves. More about this in my blog post, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/11 Black Build Magpie. Agenda item 7. Further regarding George Church's knowledge and heralding of aging reversal genetic drug therapies and longevity genetic drug therapies, and regarding his research, how to do this, such research, as well as potentially create a realistic virtual Earth for aging reversal, even an aging reversal machine, in a WUS hospital multimedia room. So a set of Twitter posts in these regards. In a WUS hospital multimedia room, found new George Church, that's his Twitter handle, GeoChurch, at GeoChurch, hashtag longevity WUS video on hashtag Harvard website. Into at World Univ and SCH's hashtag realistic virtual Earth for genetics, and even an hashtag aging reversal machine, with this Igloo vision, how to view Google Street View in a smart meeting room video concept. Could we, in what ways will we be able to do this at World University and School? World University and School is seeking to build this WUS multimedia room, potentially to innovate in a shop in Canyon, California, 94516. More about this in agenda item 7 in which is posted on November 17th, 2025. Agenda item 8, how to develop humanoid robot yoga teachers, which could go into homes to hashtag teach yoga and be there physically to prevent falling and injuries too, e.g. for living in a fit body to 150 years of age with longevity gene drugs. So a set of Twitter posts about this. With someone who is falling a lot and remote, and for example, in a walker, how to develop humanoid robot yoga teachers, which could go into homes to hashtag teach yoga asana and be there to prevent falling and injuries too, e.g. for living in a fit body to 150 years of age with hashtag longevity gene drugs. And if the person is in her mid 80s and could live much longer if she became fitter and stronger, and if yoga asana could help, and as potentially longevity genetic drug therapies come along, how to help such a person who might be falling now live in a fit body to 150 years of age with longevity gene drugs or longer. Retweeting Twitter post and YouTube video from Zappy T. Yamazaki in, I think, Kawasaki City in Japan, of a bipedal humanoid robot for performing versatile tasks in complex industrial environments. So hashtag bipedal, hashtag humanoid robot, hashtag embodied AI, hashtag industrial, hashtag multitask, hashtag industrial automation, hashtag atom, hashtag doobot, hashtag doobot robotics are the hashtags on his Twitter post, with some relevance also to possibly developing humanoid robot teachers. And see more about this in the blog post beginning Bing D Lotuses in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/11/Bing D Lotuses.html. Agenda item 9. A WUAS business AS degree to come into conversation with City College of San Francisco's business degrees, AA and AS degrees, and in all 200 countries and in their main languages. And with AI and machine learning, and even regarding building out the WUS educational services stores in a realistic virtual Earth. So in what ways could World University and School combine developing online associates of science business degrees, free degrees for prospective matriculating students, 2-year degrees potentially, and regarding building out the WUS educational services stores in a realistic virtual Earth? I know some people from where I get coffee these days, south of the swimmer shower I go to on Alameda Island in the San Francisco Bay Area, who both are interested in online free WUS degrees, for example, Associate of Science degrees in business, and one who said he has friends who are interested too. But WUS isn't accredited yet, I've said to them. And so I looked up and found some City College of San Francisco business degrees, associate degrees. City College of San Francisco is right across the bay from Alameda Island. And these possible people interested in associates of business degrees could potentially go to City College of San Francisco, possibly even take online courses from them. But potentially World University and School will offer such degrees, possibly relating to our WUS educational services stores in the future, and thus offer a combination of work experience plus getting a degree, which they could build on further if they were interested for their careers. So agenda item 9A, come into conversation with the CCSF degrees with AI and machine learning and in all 7,159 living languages, or at least 200 countries and in their main languages initially. And regarding the WS educational services stores and even making it possible for students to develop their own dream businesses in the WS educational services stores. World University and School is interested in exploring this further. Could we even collaborate or partner with City College of San Francisco to offer such online free degrees to students all across the USA and possibly from other countries, and translate such courses into other languages, potentially all 200 countries' main and official languages initially, with AI and machine learning. More about this in the blog post beginning Whittingtonia Walichi in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/11/Whittingtonia-walichi.html. Agenda item 10, returning to the great Hack for Social Impact 2025 SF Hackathon, and regarding John R. Church, Todd Schaefer, the CEO of Gaia Global, and Chung Shen of Apple Computer Languages, and Moira Fung of Light Matter Chips, Photonic Chips. World University and School received an invitation email via the Stanford Law Codex emailing list to this, and Marzia Nabi and Roland Vogel. Hashtag John R. Church created a set of tweets. I actually didn't meet him, but we overlapped. And he has been the CTO in coding another company, and Jet AI, I think it's called, for the NASDAQ stock exchange. And it leads me to wonder whether he could help code the WS Corporation for the NASDAQ stock exchange too, when we get financially operational, and possibly as we become, as we become financially operational, could there be a concurrent process of coding for the NASDAQ? How best could WS Corporation, WS Educational Services Stores, and the hashtag WS Academic Press, that URL is worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html, at WUS Press on Twitter X, and see the state of California's hashtag state of CA, hashtag WUS tax ID number at worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html at the bottom. How best could the WS Corporation, WS Educational Services Stores, WS Academic Press list on hashtag NASDAQ with at John R. Church, previously CTO, Chief Technology Officer at Jet.ai. And the NASDAQ symbol for that is JTAI, question mark. Perhaps we can approach this further next year at the hackathon, Hack for Social Impact 2026. And another fascinating project in the Malawi country of Africa, one of the poorest countries in the world, was glad to meet Todd Schaefer, the CEO of Gaia Global, and where Gaia Global Health is developing Malawi mobile clinics. And I found this very relevant for World University and School's future development, potentially, of Malawi World University and School itself, even with medical doctor degrees, and Malawi WS Medical School potentially with MD professors of surgery, all 24 subspecialties in medicine, and potentially brainstorming as Toyota humanoid robots, THR3s or similar, and even for free WS medical schools as professors, as humanoid robot professors of medicine, WS medical schools in Malawi in the back of Toyota ambulance vans or large buses for surgery, for example. And even further, in a realistic virtual earth for surgery, a realistic I also found at Hack for Social Impact Hackathon, networking about World University and School, which is like Wikipedia in 342 languages with MIT OCW in 7 languages. A very relevant and fascinating set of opportunities. And in that World University and School is in a Grow with Google WUS program. And further, with Chung Shen and Moira Fung at Hack for Social Impact Hackathon, I emailed them after and mentioned blogging about our networking. And in the blog post beginning, Bingdi Lotus, BINGDI-Lotuses, in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com from 2025 November. How best to explore growing China World University and School. And that beginning university is in China, is at wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/China. Not yet in traditional Chinese or Mandarin language or other languages in China. And the China Law School at WUS, which wiki subject page currently is wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/China_law_school_at_WUS. And in traditional Chinese. So traditional Chinese already has substantial numbers of courses at opencw.apprende.org/courses/translated-courses/traditional Chinese from MIT OpenCourseWare. And those are posted also at the Mandarin language _Chinese wiki subject page at World University and School, worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/Mandarin_language_Chinese, which wiki subject page, wiki school is planned in the Mandarin language. And how to grow China World University and School for free online WUS degrees, bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB high school, similar AAAS, and master's degrees at scale and online from homes in China and in a virtual China, in a hashtag realistic virtual earth, hashtag for STEM, hashtag realistic virtual earth for STEM, hashtag realistic virtual earth for genetics. And see again Peter Norvig's incredible Toolify AI WUS article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI. More about this in the blog post beginning Whittingtonia Walichi in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com from November of 2025. Agenda item 11. Yoga in the Unitarian Universalist Church of Palo Alto this morning. What is yoga? I was wondering last week when I posted this, it's posted on Monday, November 17th, 2025, how we might explore yoga in the Unitarian Universalist Church of Palo Alto, and attempted to ask, what is yoga? Where in yoga notations that I've written, yoga is the inner releasing action meditation. That's a blog, that's a hashtag inner releasing action meditation, hashtag relaxation response. And you can see how to elicit the relaxation response in the blog post beginning ARC, Steps to Elicit Relaxation Response, in my blog from September of 2008, many years ago, about 17 years ago, I wrote this in scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. So yoga is the inner releasing action meditation relaxation response of the body, mind, brain for we language using human primates. And you can read more about this at on the yoga notations page at scottmccloud.com/yoga notations HTML. And this retweets set a Twitter post posted at the top of the Twitter feed Q_yoga Macflower, which includes the Desiderata and the Toolify AI WUS article and mentioning bliss, and the Yoga Notations WUS webpage, and the Yoga Wiki School at World University and School, and hashtag friendly Quaker WUS, hashtag WUS abolition, and in hashtag realistic virtual earth, hashtag WUS yoga. So moving to the other wing, the WUS Corporation wing, the second of two WUS wings, a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California. The WUS Corporation, WUS Press, academic press in 7,159 living languages with machine learning, and the WUS Educational Services stores. Agenda item A, excited for the potential hashtag WUS purchasing power to lower costs at the hashtag physical digital, hashtag WUS Educational Services stores for books, computers, robotics, groceries, hospital technologies, and think Walmart in 19 out of 200 countries. At WUS Press, at World Univand SCH in all 200 countries and all 50 US states. especially for fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, and encoding for all 7.9 billion people to end poverty with Stanford MindPy crypto, especially. You can get MindPy cryptocurrency for free money daily at mindpy.com/SGKMAC. And also to create free universal education along with this. So there's, as we develop our educational services stores in all 50 US states, there's remarkable potential purchasing power that we will be able to build on business-wise and potentially extend to all 200 countries in a variety of ways. Read more about this in the blog post beginning Rosa Multiflora in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com from November of 2025. Agenda item B, the WS Academic Press Wing, the WS Corporation Wing. Great to overlap at Hack for Social Impact 2025 SF. How best could the WS Corp, WS Educational Services Stores, WS Academic Press at worlduniversityinschool.org/academicpress.html and see this hashtag state of CA, hashtag WUS tax ID number list on the NASDAQ with at John R. Church, previous CTO at Jet AI on the NASDAQ. That code is JTAI. In what ways could this help grow the WS Corporation in remarkable new directions? Agenda item C, my upcoming Society Infotech and the Global University book at WS Press, hashtag academic press at WUS. Part 2, upcoming social Infotech and the Global University book, Part 2, and in WS Universities developing 200 online best STEM CC OCW Wiki world-class WS universities, and in the Grow with You Google WS program, and in all 7,159 known living languages. Further arguments, I've posted some initial arguments to the blog post beginning Whittingtonia Walichi in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com/2025/11/Whittingtonia-walichi.html. Are there further arguments that come to your mind that I might come into conversation with as I write the part 2 of Society, Information Technology in the Global University book? And the last agenda item D, in what ways might it be possible to create this do-it-yourself conversion of the great Sienna Woodland minivan, which I have in the future, to add a potential awesome 2-gallon shower, including a possible toilet and a mini kitchen in the back quarter of a Toyota Sienna Woodland minivan, and possibly make them available in WUS educational services stores. So will we be able to offer such possible Toyota Sienna minivans, also Toyota humanoid robots, and also conversions of such vehicles in the future? Could such vehicles become student housing with a shower, kitchen, and toilet in Toyota Sienna minivan? Could they become Toyota Sienna minivans vehicles for faculty and field work in the future. In what ways could we create such a fleet of vehicles as we begin to hire faculty and matriculate students, graduate students potentially in particular? Stay tuned. So that's the WUAS news and question and answer on Monday, November 24th, 2025. I'm using the agenda and news from Monday, November 17th, 2025. And that begins with the Maroon Bells Snowmass Wilderness in Colorado on both blogs. So that's the, I'll post the recording of today's video to current active YouTube channel, youtube.com/Scott McLeod, World University /videos, as well as to our two main Twitter feeds, twitter.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH, twitter.com/WUS Press, as well as to today's blog post, which is beginning Erissimum Capitatum for 11/24/25, and I'll post the video recording to last week's blog post beginning Maroon Bells Wilderness, Colorado, too. So come into conversation with World University and School in a myriad of ways, on LinkedIn, in potentially Twitter or by email. Until next week, which is 12/1/2025, Monday, December 1st, 2025. I'm Scott McLeod. My email address is sgkmacleod@worlduniversityandschool.org. Worlduniversityandschool.org is the main website for World University and School. Have a good week, with an invitation also to WikiTeach and WikiLearn at World University and School's wiki, currently only in English, but growing into other languages. Greetings from the Berkeley Claremont Public Library. And I think there's a sign right there behind me. And until next week, farewell for now.